From my standpoint, nothing has really changed since the very early days when we joined them in terms of the emphasis on quality, the patient experience, excellence in terms of clinical work and outcomes, and essentially being an organization expanding beyond the borders of Connecticut. And initially, we were the first practice to join ReFocus back in 2018, and we've now expanded without changing the mission. We've expanded into New Jersey, down in the Maryland, further up in New England in terms of Massachusetts and Rhode Island. And nothing's changed from my standpoint in terms of what ReFocus is really wanting to do here, which is just offer quality eye care and from everybody in the clinical organization, in the team, and focusing on the patient experience. We're still in the process of actively expanding, looking for quality practices. That is certainly the common denominator of any of the practices that we're partnering with or that join us. And I think, again, it's a specialty, which perhaps I'm a little bit biased here, but I think in terms of really being committed to the future, being committed to the technology, investing in the equipment, investing in the right kind of folks that are going to be collaborative, I think that that's really still at the forefront of our field. And we're continually evolving. We really have that need on the part of whatever the organization is. There is the need to really have that focus on keeping up with the technology and just making that patient experience superb. When we joined them back in 2018, we were 2 ophthalmologists at that point in time. And so now we've got over 150 optoms and ophthalmologists, over 70 or 80 different practices. So it's been really gratifying.
With ReFocus now being a very large entity in the upper Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic area, we're lucky enough to sort of have this fusion of some great mindsets, some subject matter experts in retina, in interventional glaucoma, in ocular surface, in optometry, in ophthalmology. It's really great to have that library of physicians as we continue to grow together to really reach out to and to really help you in the pickle you may be in, or if you want to innovate. So I've gotten numerous calls from doctors, not only within our consortium, but outside, say, Jay, I heard you give a talk. I heard you're doing this in your practice. How can I do it better in my practice? So that's shared, and it doesn't just go one way. It's for me too. That symbiosis has been incredibly important. And ReFocus, by the way, fosters that. And retaining that identity for each area that we serve together, but each area that we serve individually is so important because people have trusted each of our names in the consortium for many years, sometimes decades, sometimes going back to 2 or 3 generations of a family. So that trust is very, very important. The moment people think that things have changed, they don't mind 1 or 2 changes in how the practice looks, but they feel they're not seeing the doctor that they saw for a lot of years, that they feel like the business has changed and how they interact and engage with their ophthalmologist or optometrist has changed, then that could really affect the practice. And then people always have choices. So I think what's been great about the ReFocus partnership with all the practices is to retain the culture that you've always had. The culture in Northern Jersey that I have with my patients may be different with the practice in Southern Jersey. And whereas we all are now ReFocus, we all have the ability to really continue practicing the way we did, engaging with our patients and the community as part of ReFocus, but also part of who we've been for many, many decades. When our group called The Lips was lucky enough to join ReFocus, it was a very strong symbiotic relationship. And we have now found 1.5 years later, for the most part, things have gone great. It's gone really well. We worked terrifically well with our manager who sort of helps manage all of our managers in the consortium. And our patients have felt nothing more than what they always desired in our practices. Doctors, staff, teams really taking care of their needs day to day. So the ability for physicians to be autonomous, to do what they do best historically, that has not changed whatsoever. And that's exactly why we did this deal with a company like ReFocus. They have not macro-managed. They've helped out with some of the HR parts of running a practice and some of the mundane parts that otherwise we did not enjoy. Some of us did, some of us did not. So it's been relatively seamless and it's gone well. And now we're into year 2 and we're hoping to get stronger, better together as we continue to feel each other out and what we want to do aspirationally to help other practices grow and to help other practices that are outside of our platform join our platform. Because guess what? You have the ability to be stronger together as a group. And we truly, truly believe that. Since we did the deal with ReFocus, we've been really, really thrilled with the ability to focus on patient care as well as innovation. This is one of the things that actually drove me to think about private equity. Not all private equities are similar or identical. ReFocus is very different. It's unique. They've been in the business now for many, many years, but they allow the ophthalmologists, the optometrists to continue doing what they do best, and that's running practices and taking care of patients. That joint venture kind of mentality is something that I was looking forward to. And again, more than a year into it, I have found nothing short of that. And we, as a practice, continue to grow and scale how we take care of our patients, which is a lot. When I was considering the pivot in my career, I had the ability to really be part of a group called the Lips in northern New Jersey, and really a bunch of great practices, sort of with the same mindset, albeit maybe different in one or two ways, but we all have the same mindset of strong, independent-minded practices that have all taken care of patients for a couple of decades at least. And we had the ability to really join together and form this platform, which when we did the deal with ReFocus, they found it very, very appealing to really talk to us as a whole. I was lucky enough to be on the management team on the physician side and really make sure that our partnership was really centered around patient care and then keeping the staff and the ophthalmologists and the optometrists all happy to continue doing what they do best, taking care of patients.